When it comes to horror movies, my preferred way to watch them is on VHS. Sure, it's much easier and cheaper buying the DVD version of your favorite horror movie, but I personally think there's a lot more charm to be had by watching horror movies on VHS. The main reason is I like the picture quality way better on VHS. And VHS covers are much more eye-catching due to the imagery, like Mindkiller. But does this film hold a candle to its gruesome artwork? Let's get into the review of Mindkiller and find out. Mindkiller is a horror comedy directed by Michael Kruger in 1987. Michael Kruger is known for other horror titles such as Night Vision, Lone Wolf, and Amityville Curse. Honestly, I haven't seen any of these titles, but Night Vision looks kinda cool. I mentioned before that Mindkiller came out in 1987, and the plot could not get any more 1987.
Speak for yourself, jerk.
Warren is a lonely nerd that works as a library clerk and is failing hard with the ladies. Warren is that desperate for hints and tips on how to attract the opposite sex that he surrenders himself to improvement books and tapes, but nothing seems to be working for Warren. But things start turning in Warren's directions thanks to a manuscript that Warren stumbles across at his work.
The mind, man's most powerful instrument. It contains the power to build and destroy.
This manuscript Warren stumbles across is about to change his life by teaching Warren on how to unlock and use the full potential of his brain, therefore giving him psychic powers. So Warren tests his new powers out on his best buddy and even his boss, but Warren starts using his newly found psychic powers on women, making himself nothing but alluring and irresistible in their eyes.
Whoa, cool.
That's when things get complicated for Warren and his love interest with a woman called Sandy. Using these psychic powers is slowly mutating Warren's brain, but is it too late for Warren? The acting in Mindkiller is done okay for an 80s horror film.
Hey, Brad. Come on in. Gosh, what are you doing here?
There are 4 main characters in total, including Warren, the main protagonist. We have Brad, Sandy, and Larry. Sandy starts working at the same school as Warren. At first glance, Warren falls in love with her, but Sandy has one rule, and that rule is she doesn't date anyone that she works with. Warren lives with Brad. Brad is pretty much a ladies' man with just being himself, and Warren just can't understand. Things get complicated between Warren and Brad when Brad starts seeing Sandy. And last, we have Warren's friend Larry. Larry is a unique character, and probably the only character that I liked in this film. Whoa, check out Mindkiller's VHS artwork. Damn, this artwork is amazing. It gets me every time I look at it. On the back of the VHS, the horror continues with some gruesome screenshots to get your horror engines revving, but the front of the cover is the main event. I gotta blur out some parts, but you get the idea what's going on here.
Because I have plenty
Look, Dad! Look! Hooters!
Where?
On the back, the VHS reads, Mindkiller has the strategical wit of American Werewolf in London, the riveting tragic plot of The Fly, and the sensational special effects of Alien.
I said easy, big fella!
There is this one scene in Mindkiller that really stood out to me. Sandy is having a nightmare involving Warren. In her dream, Sandy enters Warren's apartment, wanting to talk to him. Warren is being a creep on his couch and not even looking at her as she enters. Warren has a new look. Terrified by Warren's new appearance, Sandy runs into her room, locking herself in. She goes for the phone and the phone is alive. Then the door unlocks and behold, Warren now looks like a bog dweller. These effects and transformations looked incredible. I was really impressed by this scene in Mindkiller. At the start of this film, it did show off some puppetry, which is always cool to see in a movie. It actually got me pumped as I love puppetry in horror movies. But as I got more into this film, I was thinking, is this really how this movie's going to look? Because visually, Mindkiller just looked like an 80s music clip.
I didn't think you'd mind.
The first half of the film, the build-up, is pretty boring, but the second half of the film is decent, and this is where Mindkiller really shines with the special effects, especially during the end. The special effects are definitely the selling point for Mindkiller. I thought they were executed really well, as I was really impressed by them at the end of the film. Wait, is that Krang?
Uppity human, I'll teach you some manners!
And the movie itself does do an okay job at telling a horrifying tale of what someone will do to get them to fall in love with them. If you have liked what you heard about Mindkiller, then definitely check it out. It does have a few good things going for it.
That's an elbow, son!